What's up, guys? Today's topic is Legoland worth the money? Hey guys, my name's James.
And I'm Ashley.
We sold our house and we are traveling across the country with our kids.
My name's Goose and this is Maverick. Come join us.
We have made it to Legoland, you guys. So we're gonna talk about our experiences and whether we think it was really worth going there. Is it worth the money? Like what is there to do? Because honestly, before I went, I knew nothing about it.
Yeah, nothing.
All right, first off, there were so many amazing Lego models there scattered out through the park, but especially in this one area, they had full cities recreated. They had scenes from Star Wars recreated.
They have like
with
every movie scene.
Yeah,
like every Star Wars
sound
scene.
effects, and they have little hidden Easter egg things. Like you can find Sasquatch in some areas. So
and they were like moving.
yeah, they were turned into animatronics. It is, and then there's a boat ride where you can cruise through the landscape of Manhattan. It is insane. Insane.
Next is gonna be check before you go, because a lot of the rides for us were closed. It was kind of stinky because it was mostly the big rides, the ones that, you know, Goose really wanted to go on. So that was kind of a disappointment.
Okay guys, I am seriously bummed out. This was like the number one thing that I thought Goose would love is its Lego friends and its horses. And it's closed. Sorry, Goose. But what did you say you saw over there?
I saw a pretend horse that I want to sit on.
Okay, let's go find it. The next one, it kind of ties into what Ashley was saying about rides closing down. In addition to some rides just not being open the entire day, a lot of the rides kept closing down for maintenance issues. Me and Goose were on this one dragon roller coaster line 3 different times, and we had waited, I think, a combination of an hour and a half altogether.
It was almost 2 hours.
And we never once got to go on it because it kept closing down and kept kicking everybody out of line. And unless you were like the first couple people in line, they didn't give you any vouchers to come back. You just had to come and start all over again. So I don't know if it was a bad day or what, but that was frustrating.
Okay, the next thing is, if you watch us, you know that I love Disney. I mean, he loves Disney as well, but like, I love Disney. And the fact that the price to get into Legoland is about the same as Disney, if not more expensive, I think we thought.
Depending on how you buy the tickets, it was more affordable because we got it with the City Pass, but if you were just gonna straight up buy the tickets,
I think
it was more for
expensive.
Legoland than a day at Disney.
I guess my opinion would be, it's not worth it. I would rather go to Disneyland.
Okay, next one. This is maybe a little and it only affects certain people, but they don't let you film on most of the rides. Whether you be filming your kids because you want to post it on Facebook or have it on your phone, or if you run a YouTube channel. I was told to put away my camera on multiple rides, even after waiting in line for like an hour. So frustrated. So maybe a little complaint, but the fact that they won't let you film on most of the rides was kind of frustrating.
You have to have your cell phone in your pocket. You are not allowed to have it in your hand.
They would not start the ride until everybody's phones and cameras were put in their pockets. There's Mom. Say hi, Mom.
Dad!
Good. Put those cell phones in our pockets, guys. All cell phones and cameras must be in a pocket.
There was a man on a ride that had his phone out, and the guy actually got on the intercom and was like, "Sir, put your phone away." And he asked him 3 times, and on the 4th time, he's like, "If I have to ask you again, I will stop this ride." I repeat, I will stop this ride.
So they are strict about it.
They are very, very strict. So the next thing is, there's no fast pass. And that's kind of a killer. I think you can buy like one of those tickets.
Yeah, I think you can buy an express pass, but it was like double the ticket price.
Yeah, kind of like what they do at Universal, but just not worth it to us.
Yeah, so that was frustrating because at Disney, you at least get one fast pass ticket at a time, and then after you redeem it, you can get another one. I thought they would have a similar thing there, but
nope.
Nothing.
Okay guys, Goose has made it onto the go-karts and she is like sprinting out to the car. It's kids only, it's like ages 6 to 10 or something like that. And she just sprinted. Where did she go? I lost her. All I did is see her sprinting out here, but here are the cars. There's no tracks or there's no, like at Disneyland, you know how there's like the tracks you can't veer off? But here, that's not a thing. They can go wherever they want. There she is. I think she's chasing the boy we were in line next to.
She's doing really well.
Yeah, she did great.
Except for the first part.
I was gonna say, other than the very beginning when she
bender.
immediately hit somebody else, she did great.
And she's like, what if?
I was like, is this faster than the dirt bike? She's like, no.
Let's go show mommy.
So, high five, you did awesome.
What is this? You're not old enough.
A LEGOLAND driver's license.
Your license. Oh, that was awesome. You did good, except for that little fender bender.
You hit somebody
What was
right
that?
away.
All right, next. For me and Ashley, we have such Disney childhood nostalgia. Like, we grew up on Disney movies. I went to Disneyland as a kid. I went to Disneyland in college with my friends. Like, Disney and Disneyland is ingrained in my childhood, so I have such fond memories of it. And when I see things like, oh, there's the Aladdin play, or the Goose, like when we see the Frozen play, or when we go on these rides that we grew up with, the Indiana Jones ride, like there's all these good memories tied to it. But we don't have that for Legoland. I played with Legos as a kid.
Yeah, I played with Legos.
I liked the Lego movie, but I don't have that kind of nostalgia. So whereas it's cool, it doesn't have that same like, oh, this is awesome kind of feeling. Now, if you love Legos and your kid is a huge Lego fan, then they'll get that feeling there.
This is perfect.
But for us, we just didn't have that. All right, next. This one is actually really cool, and I'm kind of bummed that I didn't know about it before we went there.
Yeah.
They have these Lego model shops and like factory tours where you can see how the Legos are made and packaged and put all together, which I would find super fascinating, as well as they have this giant room where professional Lego builders are either fixing some of the Legos from the park or building new of those Lego structures to put out in the park, and you can actually watch them do this in this massive room. So those are some of the cool things that if you love Legos or just love seeing how things are built, like I do,
like he does, oh my goodness,
then that is something really cool that other parks don't have.
For those of you that go to Disneyland, you know that they have the pins. You can trade the pins. At Legoland, they apparently trade minifigures.
That's another thing we didn't know before we went there.
I was like, I mean, it makes sense. It's so funny because to me, I don't think I would want to bring along my minifigures.
Yeah, but the fact that you can trade minifigurines kind of blew my mind when I found out about that. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Next, this one fits me well because I love my food. Actually, I guess this is more of a drink than it is food, but
he likes both.
But at Legoland or things like SeaWorld and whatnot, you can buy their souvenir cups that you get free refills all day long. And that is one thing that I am so bummed that Disney got rid of because they used to do that. But now that is one up that Legoland has, is if you spend I think it's like $9 or $10 to buy the souvenir cup, you can get refills all day. So if you need
from their little you have to find the dispenser station.
Oh yeah, or go to a restaurant, you can ask. We've done that too. So that is something cool that they do there, is instead of having to spend $5 on every drink, you can spend $10 once and then refill it a dozen times throughout the day.
The next thing that we thought was pretty cool is that even though they didn't have as many big kid rides, they did have things like a splash pad and a playground. We could just let Goose kind of run and get out more energy, Or if it was hot, she could like splash around with the other kids.
Well, and you could tell that there were a lot of people that had season passes there because they were in their full-on like swimsuit get-up, so they were prepared. They would come there, and that would make so much sense if you lived in SoCal to get a season pass there, because it would be a great place. It's almost like a private park you could go to because of all the playgrounds and splash pads that they had there. Hey, you got a little wet. What happened? You got a little wet. Hey, you're getting me. And this little one refuses to sleep. She's like holding on to the sides of the stroller.
She does it because then her hands drop and it's been waking her up.
Are you ready?
All right, you can come on.
And lastly, the thing that we kind of noticed is, I feel like we've been super negative. It was a fun park, but another thing that we noticed that we just didn't like as much as, say, other theme parks like Disney is their characters almost felt like reject cosplayers. Like they just weren't, they weren't that
polished.
That wasn't necessarily that the actors were bad, it was just the costumes that they had that just were kind of meh. But I want to wrap this up saying, if you are into Legos, there are so many cool little things, or if your kid loves Legos, definitely go do it. Even though it's just as expensive at Disneyland, they will get a lot out of it. But for us, we probably won't be going back.
Probably not.
But until next time, guys, remember, stay positive, get out there. Life is an adventure, so make some memories.